Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my Grand Exchange only account where I'm trying to get 1,000 total level without ever leaving the Grand Exchange area. No trading, no picking up other people's items off the ground, just me and the Grand Exchange. Now, in the last episode, we finally breached 900 total level and we finished off at around 910. Today we're going to be pushing that a bit further. Every day we're inching closer and closer to 1,000 total level. Anyway guys, let's just go ahead and get started. If you do enjoy the series, don't forget to leave the video a like. Always helps a lot. Let's get started. Now at the end of the last episode, we got a very big level, and that was 85 crafting. Now at 85 crafting, we can start making amethyst arrow tips. We can also make amethyst bolt tips, although I don't think those are very profitable. Now amethyst is great because it's profitable crafting training and you can get around 160k per hour. Granted, that is much less than, well, green DI for example. On an account like this where I can't really earn that much money per hour, money saved is really just money earned at that point. Okay, so we went ahead and bought nearly 3,000 amethyst. They are pretty pricey, to be honest. Like, that cost me almost 10 mil just in amethyst right there. So they're definitely not cheap. Now, we just burned through the rest of our green DI. We're going to lose a fair chunk of change on that. We're selling them for 14 mil, and we bought them for 15.6, which means we lost about 1.6 mil on that, which is fairly significant, even though it is a very cheap crafting method, relatively. Now, while we wait for those to sell off, we can try out amethyst. Now, these are pretty awesome because, well, they're pretty AFK. You have to withdraw an entire inventory, you cut them all, and you cut them fairly slowly. Now, currently, for every amethyst we cut, we're going to make 40 or 50 GP on it. But the important part is we're breaking even. Alright, so we finished off all 2,700 amethyst, and they were good. I enjoyed them. They were pretty AFK. Unfortunately, we're actually just a bit shy of another level. Now with everything said and done, I think we're going to end up losing actually just a bit of money on it, but in the end that's way better than, for example, these green D-hides, which we sold off and we lost 1.6 mil. Again, even though they are like the most cost-effective training method, crafting is still viable and it's expensive. Now unfortunately it looks like arrow tips have crashed a little bit, but I think if we are patient we should still hopefully be able to sell them for our original price of around 210. Otherwise, well, I think we just lost a bit of money. Now while I'm waiting for the other chunk to sell off, we're going to go ahead and do another bit, and there's 86 crafting. Nothing actually unlocked at this level, but one more and we'll get amethyst javelin heads, which will give us another good option. I don't think usually those are very profitable, but having extra options is never a bad thing. Alright, so there we go, we were patient and we were kind of rewarded by actually getting our original price roughly of 205. Now we actually ended up losing about 100k on that, but that is still way cheaper than regular crafting. And I think we actually got a little bit unlucky. The amethyst market right now is really strange. We're not having any luck selling a single arrow tip. We dumped it in there for 32 GP, that's kind of crazy. Man, I actually want to flip that. But, oh wait, I have an idea. We can actually go ahead and buy the arrow tips and turn them into arrows. That would actually be some potentially crazy profitable fletching experience, but we're not going to get too greedy. We're going to try buying them for around 100 coins. That would still be an amazing deal. We'll just try buying the full limit for 100, see if we get lucky. We probably won't though. Now I've been doing my fair share of amethyst crafting, and we're going to get another big crafting level coming in here, and that's going to be level 87 crafting, which means we can now make the, well, Dorgishkan light orb, but also I believe the amethyst javelin head. Now light orbs are an option. I mean, they would be kind of more cost effective than green D-hide, but in the end I don't think they're really worth my time, even considering the restrictions of the Grand Exchange only. Now in general, I've actually been breaking even on the amethyst right now, except for kind of an oopsie I did earlier. You can see in my Grand Exchange right now I have around 13,000 bolt tips. That was a mistake because look, they just sell for 20 GP less, which means you actually lose quite a bit of money on those. And I think that's probably all the crafting training I'm going to be doing for now. Alright, there we go, 40 range, something I've been working on for a while now. We are trying to get all of our combat stats to 40. Our ranged has actually been surprisingly quick because, well, you can attack at a range, you actually are able to hop between the worlds a lot quicker. Overall though, that brought us to total level 918. Alright, we're going to try out something kind of wacky. I've kind of had it on the agenda for a while, but I didn't really know if it was actually viable or not. Now what we're going to be doing is cutting giant egg sacs. Now if you don't know what this item is, it's dropped from Arachnus, and it contains 100 red spider eggs, and we bought them for 46,000. So essentially, if red spider eggs are worth more than 460, we're going to be making a bit of profit. I don't really know what this process is going to look like, but right now it looks like we're going to make around 2.7k in profit per egg sac that we cut. Okay, there's got to be a better way than that. There's no way we are going to be removing these individually per egg sac. Okay, luckily there's an empty feature, although this is still going to be kind of terrible. We're going to have to right click each egg sac and empty. Alright, so we made it through all of the egg sacs. This was kind of terrible. We had to right click and empty all of them. I don't know if there's a better strategy than this, but in the end, it only took me about 5 minutes, so pretty quick. Alright, so after just around 5 minutes, we ended up with 15,000 red spider eggs. We're going to dump those in here right now for 487, and hopefully those sell off soon. Okay, so while we were waiting, we ended up buying 1,500 Dragonstone Bracelets. Right now, I think they're actually very profitable to enchant, and on top of that, well, we're going to be getting decent magic experience. That is always welcomed as well. I really like enchanting Dragonstone. The main drawback though is it's terribly expensive, and to be able to afford to do it for even like an hour will cost you almost 20 mil. But there we go, we sold off all of our red spider eggs for 485, and that was actually very profitable. We sold them for 7.2 mil, and we bought them for around 6.8 mil, which means we made around 375k on those red spider eggs in a very short amount of time. Granted, it does take a while to buy them. They only have a buy limit of 100, and they're not a terribly common item, but I mean, that was good money. I mean, it really didn't take very long. Now, as for the combat bracelets, we bought the original bracelet for 11,600, and we're selling them for 12,200, which is a fairly generous profit, even considering the cosmic runes. So we're going to put another offer in for giant egg sacs and wait for everything to sell off. Alright, so we sold off all of the combat bracelets, and for a pretty hefty profit actually of around 630k, which is very good for a magic moneymaker. We struggled to buy any more of the giant egg sacs. They just kind of fluctuate in price a lot, but I do think I'm going to keep trying because that was really easy money, and it didn't take very long. Now to follow up on more enchanting, we're going to do some dragon necklaces. Looks like they have around a 500 GP margin on them now versus the combat bracelet. Now one thing I'm kind of experimenting with here is, well, superheating. But right now I actually do have access to Mithril Bars, which, I mean, in theory should be higher experience per hour because they do give a higher experience per bar. The drawback though is they're much more awkward to make. For each Mithril Bar you make, you need 4 coal, and there isn't really a super easy way to do this like I do it with gold, because gold bars, iron bars, stuff like that are 1-to-1, much easier to manage. Alright, so this is the best option I've found so far, and that is actually to have 2 null items in your inventory to try to force the Mithril Bars into a perfect little segment in the top right corner of your inventory. This is kind of awkward still though, so if anyone can think of something better, let me know. Mithril Bars I don't think are really worth doing, but if I ever get up to Adamant or, God forbid, Rune, I think coming up with a better inventory configuration will probably be helpful. Okay, so I'm not going to be continuing on with that right now, but we did finish all 1,500 dragon necklaces. We've turned them into skills necklaces. Right now we can sell them for 12,200, and we bought them for 11,800. Not a massive profit, but still will be around 200 or 300 GP, which is still pretty good. Okay, we're just waiting for a few things to buy and sell, and we just kind of whipped over here for a easy defense level. There's level 37 defense. Defense is the final combat stat I have that is below 40, so we're going to be working on that one next. Okay, the skills necklaces are taking quite some time to sell off, but we got a bit of money back from them, and we invested them into some more ruby bolt enchants. For some reason, ruby bolts are very frequently profitable or break even to enchant, and they give you really good experience rates per hour, so we're going to be doing more of that. I also really like enchanting bolts because I can leave the center area, which means I have a chance for a random event to spawn. We enchanted all 11,000 of them, and I think just based on the prices we're going to be breaking even on that, but that is a cheap, quick and easy 50 or 60,000 magic experience. Alright, finally the skill necklaces sold off for a margin of around 382 GP each, which means on 1500 of them we made around 570k, which is very good. It took a while, but I think it paid off. Now we also have a bunch more giant egg sacs. We got another 80 of them right now, and we're gonna put another offer in for another 100. Right now for each egg sac I buy, I should be profiting around 2.5k. Okay, so there we go, we sold off all of the ruby dragon bolts, and actually we ended up losing a bit of money on them, but very minimal, only around 45k, which for profitable magic training, I think that's worth it. Alright, so we just went through another lot of ruby dragon bolts, and this one is finally going to pay off because we're going to get another magic level coming in here. I really didn't think I was going to get such a high magic level on this account, but I mean, we're nearing 90 at this point, and who knows, maybe we will get 99. But for now, there's level 87 magic. I don't know if anything important is unlocked at that level. Actually, there is. Yeah, we can start enchanting onyx jewelry, which actually is a good option. Theoretically, I think that's probably the quickest magic training method I have access to. The main drawback, of course, though, is onyx bolts are extremely expensive, and we don't really have enough money to bankroll that right now. Or maybe ever, I don't know. I think it's like 100 mil to be able to do that even for about 20 minutes. Alright, so I have a bit of well, messy work ahead of me. We ended up buying another 200 egg sacs. Like, seriously, imagine that, cutting open 200 gross little spider eggs. But of course, hidden inside each one is a little nugget of gold, or I should say 2.5 thousand nuggets of gold, which is about a profit margin on each one. Alright, so that grizzly work is done. We ended up with 20,000 red spider eggs, and assuming everything goes to plan, we should also profit around 450k or so on this. So 100% worth it. So we're going to dump these in here right now for around 493 GP, and we'll probably just leave that for the afternoon. Or like 20 minutes. That didn't really take that long. There we go, we sold off the red spider eggs already. That's a 460k profit. Pretty damn good in that one. The amulets of power we pretty much broke even on, and the ruby dragon bolts we ended up losing around 100k on, but unfortunately the price dipped on us a little bit there. Right now our cash stack is still hovering around 24 mil, with around 5 more mil in supplies in the bank. We've been kind of on a rampage doing magic training. We did another 22,000 ruby bolt enchants, which got us another 100k in magic experience or something like that. We've been fletching lots of bolts. We've been enchanting pretty much anything we can get our hands on when we're kind of just AFKing. Which means after all of this, we're actually pretty close to another magic level. Oh no, what happened here? The ruby dragon bolts have crashed by like 80 GP. Hopefully that's not the case. I'm probably just going to try to be patient here. Put them in for my original price, or roughly around there. Yeah, otherwise we're going to lose actually a lot of money on this. Now pretty much whenever I'm waiting for something to sell off, I just kind of come over into the corner and just murder a couple hundred imps. It kind of helps me blow off some steam, you know. But there's another defense level coming in. That is going to be 38 defense. 2 more to go until we have base 40s, which I'm really excited about. Now to get another magic level, we need to enchant around another 2,000 diamond amulets, which we just went ahead and bought underground exchange. That will take me around 3 hours, so we're going to work on those. Another interesting thing though, the Shades of Morton rework just came out today, and I'm very interested to know if any of that somehow affects me. We can now craft split bark armor, and there might be a couple other things, but from my initial price check, it doesn't really look like that's going to be super viable. Another 3 hours of AFK training later, and we are about to hit another magic level. We've been kind of on a bit of a magic bender recently, but with a couple more enchants that will bring us to 88 magic, another great total level to get out of the way. We've already kind of blown past my original goal for magic, but we're just gonna kind of keep going. And man, I really wish I had access to the lunar spellbook. That would be freaking sweet. Oh, there we go. Finally, a useful random event. We got another genie random. Still hunting for that Bob random event. I don't know, we must have had like 50 randoms by now. No luck, but I'm happy with a lamp. We'll put that into Hunter. I think we'll need maybe 3 more lamps now, or maybe 2 dunce randoms if we get really lucky. Which means I think at the rate we're going, we'll probably get at least 1 Hunter level by the time we get to 1,000, I would imagine. Oh wow, a hard clue nest. I have not gotten too many of those, but there's literally no chance that we could ever complete this, but actually, that's actually kind of close, surprisingly, but I think I'm actually just going to keep that in my bank. Maybe I'll try to collect all the different types of clue scrolls. We can just keep all of them as kind of just a token. Okay, so we're finally going to hit a woodcutting level. We really just only come out here to try to spawn random events, but there's level 54 woodcutting. I think pretty soon I'm going to start actually grinding woodcutting because it's actually one of the quicker things to level right now. Currently right now it only takes me around an hour to get a level, and I can cap out at around 15k to 20k woodcutting experience per hour, which is lightning quick. Now I had around 1500 nature runes in my bank, and we're finally getting around to using them all up, and what we're doing is superheating gold ore. So there's level 56 smithing, and I found a much better way to do it is actually with mouse keys. Now to get a couple more levels here, we need to invest in a bit more gold ore, so we're going to go ahead and buy another 1000. Right now the GP to XP of superheating gold ore is around 5 if you include the magic experience, so it's not that expensive. There is level 57 smithing. Each level right now is taking around half an hour. I'm not really sure what the end game goal for smithing is right now, but it would be pretty easy to get it into the 70s, I think, if I really had to. So there's a lot of room to grow here. Now I mentioned in a previous episode, going forward I want to try to at least get 1 cooking level per episode, and today we're going to be sticking to that promise. There is level 95 cooking, which means we only have 4 more levels to go. Also, at level 95 we've unlocked summer pies, which is actually something I might consider doing. Making uncooked summer pies can net you around 600k per hour, so it's actually not a terrible cooking training method, and I think it's probably the last major thing I'm going to unlock. Okay, and there we go, finally another smithing level coming in here. That is 58 smithing, and I think that's all the smithing levels I'm going to be getting from the resources I currently have in the bank, so we're going to have to go ahead and reassess. Alright, so we are currently at total level 927, which means we've gained 17 total levels today, and I think that's where I'm going to end it for this week. We gained a ton of combat levels, we gained a couple of really big magic levels, we got a cooking level even, smithing, and we did kind of just a bit of everything. Currently we are rocking around a 21 mil cash stack with another 5 mil in the bank. We don't have much left for resources, but we do have to still go through around 20,000 jugs of wine, which is going to take a while, but that will get us 99, which is very exciting. The final push has definitely begun, and we are getting closer and closer to 1,000 total level every episode, and as always, I really appreciate everyone coming along with this journey with me. Now, before I go here, I want to give a massive thank you to all of my members over on YouTube. A huge thank you to Ocelot, Kush Patel, Brad Sings, Brian Robinson, Zach Staba, and Cappy, who all subscribed at the Dragon tier. You guys are awesome. Thank you again. Joining Base Titch, Birdbot, Grumpy Chef, Timothy Chen at the Runite tier, and of course all of you guys, I really appreciate you. If any of you guys are looking for another way to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is an awesome way to do it. You'll get access to my video release schedule, get a custom role in my Discord, as well as be immortalized in all of my future videos. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.